video, we talked about thickness. In today's video, we are going to be talking about length.
Si te gustaría ver este mismo video pero en versión en español, puedes revisar el canal de nuestra amiga Adriana que va a estar acá arriba.
My name is Zuli.
My name is Marca.
And this is
Nana y Mona.
Normally, we find the natural lashes to be about 1 centimeter, and as everything else, this can vary by person. It could be more or it could be less. Now, we are going to talk about the classification by length, and by this, I mean the length of the eyelash extensions. The length of the natural lashes can vary anywhere from 0.04 to 22 or 23 millimeters. And these can vary in curvature, volume, or thickness. And as we mentioned in the previous video, remember that this also varies by ethnicity.
Choosing the correct length is going to allow us to appropriately and correctly customize a design for the specific guest's eye type that you're working with. Remember that we can visually create an effect or an illusion to the face or the eye area, which can correct any sort of defects that your guest might have. But this is just visually because we're not really doing anything else but putting eyelash extensions on. Whatever you decide to do for the length, just remember that the priority as a lash tech is to always maintain the guest's natural lash as healthy as possible.
What is normally suggested is to not use a length greater than 2 millimeters above the natural lash measurement. Besides that, it is also recommended to not use a length greater than 9 millimeters, especially in the inner corners, because the inner and outer corner lashes are shorter in length. When you are creating a mapping or design for eyelash extensions, you want to make sure that you do not just use one length. You want to make sure you're using at least 3 to 4 lengths and descending in size. And basically what I mean by that is if the longest length is 14, you want to go ahead and do 14, 13, 12, 11, so that it is very nice blended and transitioned. And by the way, the mapping is going to be based on the look that you want to achieve for your guests, depending on whatever it is that they want or whatever corrections you would like to make. Now, we are going to be talking about mapping in one of our next videos, so stay tuned.
So now that we understand how to measure the natural eyelash, we're going to move on to talk about how to measure the eyelash extension. Although you can already find the measurement of it in the box when you first buy it, which is whatever number comes in with the mm following after. We do have several methods to measure eyelash extensions, but when you do purchase any item, you will find a sticker in the bottom part that can say the measurement of the extensions. As I mentioned, the natural eyelash can be either less or more than 1 centimeter, and the eyelash extension's length can be found in the boxes. But more than this, it is important to understand the natural lash length because based on this, we will be able to find the correct and healthy length for the eyelash extension. By doing what we just mentioned, we can assure to have a natural healthy lash and also maintain it in a good condition. But what is going to happen when you get a person who comes in and says, you know what, I want the heaviest volume, I want the longest lashes because I love it to look dramatic. What you can do in this type of situations, which is a little uncomfortable, is to warn the client and tell them, you know what, it is okay that you want this length, but let me warn you that if you do this length, this and this and this and this is going to happen, which is where you're going to tell them your eyelash extensions can fall out, your natural lashes can fall out, your natural lashes will not be healthy, or you can have other sorts of issues with this length. But since the client is always right and you can't really do anything about it, you can warn them. If they just want to keep going with the same size, then you can say, okay, that's fine, and try to do this as healthy as possible. Or you can also turn them down, but that depends on you.
That is why it is always recommended to evaluate your guest's natural lashes before creating a set. That way you will know if the natural lashes are able to support the weight of the extension, if the guest is looking for a more dramatic look. We know of a couple tools that will help you measure the natural lashes or extensions, such as the vernier caliper, or there are also patches that go under the eye that help you measure the extensions or the natural lashes. Now, these tools are going to help you decide what is the most appropriate length for the extension. There are many people who love very long eyelash extensions. Now, this is possible, although you do have to make sure that you evaluate their natural lashes. That way you know if their natural lashes are able to handle the weight.
Eyelash extensions that are very long usually tend to either twirl, they lay, or they just tend to fall faster. They also tend to flap all over the place with the wind. I'm sure you guys have seen those memes. If a person comes in and tells you, you know what, I don't care about the disadvantages, I want my long lashes, then it would be up to you as a lash tech to decide whether this person's lashes can tolerate an eyelash extension that is very long. And it's also your criteria to either say, okay, let's do this and see how it holds, or I do not feel comfortable doing this, it's going to harm your eyelash, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to do this procedure. If you still decide to do this procedure, then go ahead. Just remember to do this as safely as possible.
In conclusion, it is very important to understand the length. That way we are able to create not only a healthy but beautiful set.
Remember that if you guys are watching us through Facebook, we are on here at 7 p.m. You can go ahead and click on those 3 little buttons or the little badge right by it so you are notified whenever we post another video.
If you are watching us from YouTube, make sure to click on that notification button, hit like, subscribe, and be sure to comment in the section down below and let us know what you thought of today's video.
We love you guys so much. We hope that you stay tuned for our next video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!